Welcome back to another diary entry. Today's month is July. You currently join me on the banks of the Norfolk Broads. I'm 1 week into my annual family holiday. We're staying in Cotteshall. We've got a nice garden and it comes out, and then we've got a whole area where I can fish from. So I've actually got quite a lot of water that I can target. I've done a bit of fishing the last few days into last week. My overall goal is to try and catch a carp, but it hasn't happened so far. I've only caught bream. I think I fished the last 3 nights and I had 15 bream one night, 8 bream the first night, I had 4 bream last night. The first night I lost something that felt pretty large. Might have been a bream, but basically I'm fishing like this margin spot into a weed bed. So like I'm fishing over the back of a weed bed. So I had a drop back, it came into the weed bed and then it charged through, but my line was wrapped up in some of the clingy weed in there, and the fish was going up that way and my line was stuck in the weed bed, so I ended up getting a hook pull because my line went slack. But yeah, that was pretty gutting. But I've got one rod down 11.5 wraps into a little margin spot that I found from the field over there. I went and had a little look. It's right over the back of a bit of siltweed, so that's nice. And then I've got 2 rods in the I've got 1 rod in the middle area where the fish, where a lot of the bream patrol through. That's in the deepest bit, and then I've got 1 on the bottom of the island slope. So I'm just hoping I'll pick up a carp, and then I've got my other rod out up that way. I'll show you in a bit. I have been casting that tight to a boat, but I'm just going to drop it a little bit short tonight because I haven't had any action from carp. But I've seen a few people come down, and they've told me for the last sort of month the carp fishing's been a bit better. They spotted a carp out by the boat, that's why I decided to fish there. But I haven't had any action yet, so I'm just going to drop it a little bit short, finding some lily pads down there, just see what the luck brings there. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I'll get my rods out for the night and bait up.
You're playing it, not me.
Right, so as you've probably just seen, I'm all settled down for the night. Got all 4 rods out, got a little bit of bait around it. My 4th rod, so that's the left hand rod, down there, I've decided not to put any bait around it because there was some left over last night and I got 4 bites on it, so I was literally just using a solid bag, so I thought that would be enough and it'll keep the ducks off of it because they're always sitting over it and I've been picked up by a duck a couple of times. But yeah, so there's some pellet down there. My middle rod, it's on a choddy, just on the bottom of that drop off. I've put a few spoms of pellet over it, red pellet, so hopefully that will draw the fish in. I'm just going to make a few mesh bags and then watch out the evening, but I will try and see in the night if I catch anything. I'm warning you now, I don't think the footage will be very good because I don't have a light for that camera. I could probably sort out a light, but it's going to be all blurry, so the footage isn't going to be very good. But yeah, I have to see what happens. The fish have moved in now. I've seen what might have been a carp, might not have been. There's a bit more of a bigger roll. It might have even been a pike, but it looked like a roll. Might have been an attack, but that was on that drop off at the back there. I've gone out towards that corner because I couldn't really find a clear spot anywhere else out there, and I managed to find a clear spot out towards that corner. So I've got a nice fire line marker, so it's all sort of perfect really. My fire line marker's the miles per hour sign for the boats, speed limit, so aiming at that, it's 6 1/4 wraps, so just keep that nice and discreet. Probably stick a bat lead on that because I do tend to get a few boats come through past 8 o'clock. You're not allowed to be on the river past 8 o'clock, but you do get a few come through. Doesn't really bother me, but it might bother me on that middle rod. They all come through that way because there's not really much to go up there, so we'll have to see. But I'm going to stick a bat lead on that, get that line all sunk, set my line for 7 o'clock so I can drop that rod in, 8 o'clock so I can drop that rod in short, so I don't get any interference by the boats. Normally the boats are pretty good for here, coming both ways, they just move over onto the back there, so I don't really have any issues. I could probably keep my rods out all day, but it's just been too hot to sit in my bivvy or to sit down by the river. It's going to be 37 degrees tomorrow and on Tuesday, so it's going to be a warm one. Yeah, I don't know what the fishing's going to be like, but we'll have to see. So get a few bags tied and I'll just see out the evening. Hopefully I'll see in the night of a carp, but I'm sure I'll see you at some point with a bream if I can get the camera set up properly. But yeah, I will see you in due course. Long story short, I had an absolute ripper in the middle of the night, and it slipped the hook pretty much straight away. Don't really know what it was, but yeah.
So another little bream raced the back of my landing net. Thought for a minute it was a carp by the splashing it was making, but it wasn't. As you can see here, I was quite frustrated. It was another bream. But yeah.
Right, so it's about mid-afternoon now on Monday. It is absolutely boiling today. I haven't actually done any fishing. I wound the rods in at about 10 o'clock this morning. It was already 27 degrees when I wound the rods in. I had four fish last night. I had 2 on the margin rod up that way, and then 2 on the bottom of the slope. I only got 1 on record because the camera battery died. But yeah, I just thought I'd take this time of the day to talk you through the rigs that I've been using. So on my rod in the middle, I've been using a rotary hair rig. So this is the rig. I've been using the Active Bait Solutions 2TB 15mm hardened hooker, and I've drilled a little bit of cork in there just to waft it, and then I've just added a little bit of plastic sweet corn on the top, so it sits just like that on the bottom. So this is all type of incredible tackle components. I've got an incredible Avenger beat point size 5 hooked on there, and then I've got the incredible 360 quick change swivel, and then I've just got the incredible braid on there. So yeah, that is that rig that I've been using out in the middle. The one in the margin, I've been using a solid bag rig. So I've got a Gemini solid bag stem with a 3-ounce lead, and it's just simply a knotless knot hair rig with a snowman on the end of it. So that's a 15mm 2TB hardened hooker, tipped off with Pink Northern Special. So the hook again is the incredible Avenger beat point size 5. The hook length material I've used in this is called a armour cord. I've just been using that on my solid bags, nice and supple. And then on my right hand rod that I've been swapping from out on the boat to down in the margin, it's just a simple Ronnie rig. These are my little mini incredible tackle Ronnie rigs. So I've got a size 6 curve shank hook. I've got the 2.5mm shrink tube on there, and I've got their Ronnie swivel, and then that's an incredible tackle bait screw, and on the end of that I've just got a whittled down pop up. It's quite whittled down, I'll have to change that. So pink and yellow Norfolk Specials I've been using on that. Yeah, then I've got quite a long section of boom crimped down either side. I don't normally use boom, but I thought I'd try it just so it kicks out and it settles down nicely on top of that weed that I'm presenting it over. So yeah, that's what I've been using on the right hand rod. And on the one that I've put on the bottom of the shelf, I've been using a chod rig, just a simple chod rig. I can't show you because it's on my rod outside, and I'm not going outside at the moment because it's absolutely boiling. But yeah, those are the tactics I've been using. Hopefully I'll be able to catch a carp, but I think tonight's going to be the last night I'm going to do it on the river, and then I'll head up to Cobbleacre to do a night. So yeah, I'll probably see you there on Wednesday. Well, I'll see you tonight obviously when I get the rods out. Hopefully I'll catch a few fish, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I've also just popped in down in my wreck today and got some more ground bait. This is what I've been putting in the middle. The right hand rod's just fish single hook bait with a little mesh bag of pellet. The middle rod's I'm just purely bobbing pellet over it. And then a lot of fish get on this in the middle. I do tend to get less bites in the middle when I put this out, but yeah, that's what I've been putting in the middle. And then my left hand rod, I've just been going around scattering a little bit of pellet and boilie just from the field over there. I'll probably go and do that later if it's not too warm. But yeah, just want the evening to roll on so I can get out there, get some rods out and get fishing. But like I said, it's just too hot to do anything outside at the moment. It's 38 degrees and it's going to be like that tomorrow as well. So yeah, far from ideal temperature. But we will have to see what happens. So I will speak to you in a bit. Right, so it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock I think. I'm now on the banks of Cobbleacre. We've come on Mario Lake, which is the specimen lake. And yeah, I've plopped up in a little swim. It's got some nice margins, and I've seen about 3 or 4 fish, 3 or 4 carp, just a couple rod lengths off the bank up and down this margin. So I've got one up by a tree there. I think I'm going to put it on the edge of the tree tonight because it's quite risky how I'm fishing it. But yeah, we'll have to see. I've got my middle rod under an overhanging tree on an island. I've got my right hand rod just in open water where there's been loads and loads of fizzing. There's been quite a few cats coming out recently. Not that many carp, probably because of the hot weather. But we'll have to see. The temperature dropped off a little bit today, so I think it's only going up to 29 today. It was 37 yesterday, so yeah, it's far from ideal fishing conditions yesterday. But we've got the 24 hours. We'll have to see what happens. I'll catch up with you in a bit and I'll probably talk you through rigs and my spots. Swim. So I've got one down the margin there, and then there's a tree I've just got in between that. I haven't got a very good line now, so in the night I think I'm going to go just off of that tree there because it was very snaggy. And then there's an overhang. I used the pole and I got it right under the overhang there. Then my right hand rod is just 6 wraps out, just towards those lily pads there. Just there's a tree up there. It's just to the right. 6.5 wraps. It's quite deep actually. It's about 11 foot up there, something like that. And then I have got the option if I want to go to that island there. But there's a guy in the peg up. It's a double swim. He's not fishing the right hand side, but I just feel like it might be a little bit disrespectful. But yeah, I'm going to probably get some spots out on the right hand rod in a bit. Just maybe wait for this morning bite time to go through. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Right, so good morning. It was a quiet night last night, no action. But this morning the geese came in and surprise, they wiped out my right hand rod that was on the spot, and there was fish there, and they did my middle rod as well. So yeah, not ideal, but the birds always do me on lakes. Well, recently they have been. They've done it at Darrow Farm as well. But there was a few fish down that left-hand margin this morning, but I just didn't get a bite. They were crashing down there. They were crashing over my rig. It was all perfect. I just haven't got the bite. So I'm probably going to go on a little lake behind me just to try and get a blank slaver. But yeah, we'll see. I'll get everything packed up now. But yeah, I'm just going to start getting everything packed up. I've already packed up my rucksack, which is the main part. I've done my bag. I've pretty much done everything. I just need to do my bedding and my bivvy. But yeah, I will see you in a bit.
Right, so in the next part of this diary entry, I headed up to Linear Fisheries, Oxley's Lake, to practice my competition. And yeah, I caught 20 carp, absolutely smashed it up. So I'll roll the clips.
Right, so my left hand rod pulled up. This was up against the island, right tight to it, and it's coming with this lovely 24 pound 1 ounce mirror. Absolute stunning fish. I'm going to get some pictures and slip them back. Right, so my left hand rod again, pulled up tight, kited round, and it came with this lovely 19 pound linear. Yeah, having a pretty good start to this session in Oxley's. It's a lovely fish, so I'm going to flip him round and get some pictures. Yeah, that sounds better. Are you ready?
Fish down a little bit. Smile.
Good. Alright, so I'm going to slip him back. It's like another linear. Beating the crap out of him. There we are. That was a very dodgy net in there. That's a nice fish. Right, so as you probably saw, left hand rod, it's screaming off again. It's coming with this lovely long £20 14 ounce linear. Not sure if it's quite linear. It's almost there. But yeah, stunning fish. I'm going to get a few more pictures and slip them back. Got some.
Right, so the left hand rod's gone off again. And it's coming with this lovely little 14-pound linear. Absolute stunner. Right up against that island margin. Hear that? Right, so my left hand rod, surprise surprise, went ripping off again. It's coming this lovely little male mirror at £13, 13 ounces. Lovely little fish, caught in a tiger nut again, tipped off with a little bit of plastic horn. So yeah, I'm going to slip him back. This is about 5:30 and the left hand rod ripped off. It's come with this lovely £17 5-ounce common. Yeah, really nice little common. Lovely fish. So I'm going to get a couple more pictures and I'm going to slip it back. Right, so my left hand rod went ripping off and it's coming with this lovely £17 9-ounce mirror. Really nice fish. Fell to the tiger nut hook bait again. Tipped off with a little bit of plastic horn. So I'm going to get a few pictures and I'm going to put him on his way. So yeah, I'm going to slip him back. Right, so middle rod went screaming off this time. And it's coming with this lovely, absolutely stunning feisty £21 7-ounce common, I think it was. One there. Surely got that. Right, so I'm going to slip him back. Right, so my middle rod went absolutely screaming off, and it's coming with this lovely £19 2-ounce common. I'm just going to flap there. This is my 9th one. Yeah, I'm doing not too bad at the moment. Lovely fish. It's gonna go in a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna slip him back. Right, so
Wipe his tail. That's right, it's coming.
left hand rod just pulled up and it's come with this lovely £14 linear on the Active Baits Hydra K. Yeah, stunning fish.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a few pictures and then slip him back.
Nice looking linear.
Yeah, he's a nice one. Good?
Yeah.
Right, so I was just about to start talking and then this fish rudely interrupted me, but the left hand rod absolutely ripped off again, and it's coming with this lovely £16 10 ounce linear. Yeah, stunning fish.
Smile.
So, left hand rod's gone melting off again, and it's coming with this lovely £17 5 ounce mirror. Lovely fish. Fell to a Hydra K hardened hooker again.
Smile.
Yeah, I'm going to get a few more pics and I'm going to send him on his way. Right, so left hand rod dropped completely slack, and it's coming with this lovely £25 1 ounce mirror. My biggest fish of the session so far. There we are. Oh. I got that one on video. That one caught me right on face. Over the moon with him. Got it? Good?
Yeah.
Right, so the diary has come to an end, and yeah, I had a pretty busy month. Went on holiday for a couple of weeks, did some fishing in the river, did a couple of day tickets, blanked, but then I managed to get out at Linear, Oxley's Lake. Well, I think 2 days after I got back from holiday, I did a quick session up a local day ticket. Managed 7 carp up to £20, so, or 9 carp up to £20. So that wasn't bad going. I didn't film any of that though because my SD card corrupted. But then I headed up to Linear to practice for the Outlaw Pro Young Challenge Carp Cup. Yeah, smashed it up, caught 20 fish. Was in a really good peg though. Probably one of the best on the lake. The fish were proper up around that island, and I was fishing right up against it. And then that was obviously a practice session for the cup, and then I went back down at the end of this month. I didn't film any of it because I was concentrating. Started off pretty slow. I didn't put a very good peg. I was on the wind was blowing down the other end of the lake, so I was on the back of it. There wasn't many fish about. They were all up the other end. And then on the final morning, well, the next day, I was grafting, spomming every 10 minutes, 21 wraps, just a sloppy spod mix over some zigs. Didn't manage anything on the zigs, but that bait got down to the bottom. Then I put out a bit of a heavier mix, all nice and tight, 21 wraps. And the final morning it came good, and I managed 2, 25 and a 22. And that put me in about 6th, so I was only £11 off of 5th, so that would have got prizes, but I was pretty close. But it's safe to say I enjoyed my time, and I'll definitely be competing next year if I can get a space. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this month's diary, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.